Yes! Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, and gracious host, Peter Joseph here, for a Sunday afternoon, late Sunday afternoon video, right here, on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down in my goddamn pants, otherwise known as the description box below. So do it now. If not, you suck. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos from the past, now, and in the future coming. But don't leave stupid comments you got sent to the Shadow Realm, beaten severely, and then Ozzy and Sam just come out and laugh at you and then eat your soul. Don't do it. Go do it on your dead channel that nobody gives two flying fucks about. And that's that. Like I said, share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell to turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because you missed the next one, you're SOL. You know what that means. And if you don't know what it means, look it up. You fucking lazy fuck. And that's that. So like, share, subscribe, and all that other good shit. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, as we are on the road to 1,300 subscribers. You sit back, relax, put your stinky, smelly feet up. Grab yourself a nice, tasty, cold one. And enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You know, then fuck you, man. Get out of here. And go fuck yourself. That's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Sunday to you all. Hope you had a great weekend. The final official weekend of July. We begin the final week of July. Pretty much starting now. Really tomorrow. And we end this great month of July, this hot month of July, on Friday. And then Saturday, which is SummerSlam weekend, we begin the dog days of August and the countdown to the unofficial end of summer, which is Labor Day weekend. So we are about 1 month away from the unofficial end of summer. So pretty soon, say goodbye to the summer, because in about a month and a half from now, the fall will begin, and then Halloween and the holiday season is right around the corner, and then, after that, we drop that goddamn sphere, which I hope gets stuck, but it never will. But we got that, we got Daylight Savings Time coming up in November. Who knows what's happening with that, if we gotta turn the clock back, or we don't have to turn it, we don't have to even touch the clocks, might just stay. We get, a 5:30 sunset instead of a 4:30 sunset. Keep it the way it is now. We don't have to worry about it, even in the summertime. So, we'll see what happens with that. They're thinking about passing a bill to say, fuck Daylight Savings Time, which I kind of agree with. I like to have long days and long nights, if you know what I mean, right, ladies? But I digress. Moving on that. But we'll see what happens with that as we move on. But I hope you had a great Sunday, a great weekend, and if you didn't, well, hope you have a great Monday and a great week as we close out the month of July and begin August. And that's that. We got AEW's newest pay-per-view, Redemption, coming up at the top of the hour. Pre-show should be starting, pretty much started right now, but we'll get to that a little later. But should be a decent pay-per-view. The card is pretty ass and mid. Couple good matches I actually want to see. The Bucks against Ospreay, Will Ospreay and Mox. That's going to be fun. Not so much Kevin Knight and Kenny Omega for the AEW World title. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. But we'll see what happens coming up at the top of the hour at AEW Redemption. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, but before we even talk about Redemption and the predictions coming after this video, let's talk about Collision and Dynamite. So it is time for your late and out of date AEW Dynamite and Collision reviews for July the 25th, July the 22nd, 2026, and July 25th, 2026. I'll get my dates right. And that's what she said. But I digress. With that. Alright, Dynamite was pretty good. Collision, not so good. I was. If you watch Collision, bless your heart. But it is what it is. Alright, both shows emanated from the Pinnacle. Remember that group from the AEW, with MJF and company? But the Pinnacle in Nashville, Tennessee. Yep! Kind of stomping on TNA, well, I don't even know if they're still there, but TNA headquarters. But I digress. Alright, so pretty much for both shows, I believe, we got a really unique commentary team. For, as we all know, Dynamite, the man behind the mask, Excalibur, my good buddy and yours, Tony Baloney Schiavone, or Schiavone for you people that love Jericho. We had Taz, get that, and on Collision, Nigel McGuinness Smeedov, and, well, it's the big slow Paul White. Alright, so we had a jam-packed commentary team. I wanted to was JR, but he's getting surgery pretty soon, I believe, so. What are you gonna do? And, that's that. But we had pretty good shows. Collision wasn't great. I mean, had a promo from, "Hi guys, it's me, Darby Allin. I just want you to know I'm gonna get my ass kicked later. I'm gonna do it for you guys. I love you guys so much. I weigh 150 pounds. I come from Seattle. I live in my car. So fucking evil, guys." So we're gonna hear from Darby. We hear from Jack Perry, who's in that, I believe I think it's a 5-man ladder match, and the winner of that is the number 1 contender to whoever has the Intercontinental title, which right now Kyle Fletcher has, but I think he's facing Takeshita tonight. But we shall see. And your food is ready. We'll see what happens with that, and a whole lot more. Alright, my notes are loading. Just give me a second. So, I'm going to try to get to everything that I can remember. I know the end of Dynamite was kind of interesting with Mox and Kenny going at it. Ocean Spray had to calm him down, but then they jaw jack it, and Kenny's like, "Get out of here, leave me alone." And he kind of sort of shoved Ocean Spray out of the way, even though we could clearly see Ocean Spray take a dive, and then Ocean Spray gets right in Kenny's face, and then starts yelling at him. And then on Collision, he beats the shit out of the Bucks, because they're gonna be Mox and Ocean Spray taking on the Bucks. The Bucks had a match on Collision, of all things Collision, and they won that match against Danny Garcia and William Yuta, the guy that fears himself. And then at the end of the match, the rest of the Death Riders come out. Claudio, Pac, and Mox, they all come out, and Ocean Spray comes out with them, beat the shit out of the Bucks. And what are you gonna do? We have that. Alright. So back on. Alright. So let's get into it. Alright. We see Will Ocean Spray to open the show. Will Ocean Spray reach for the sky. Whoa! Bam! And Kenny by Omega! Bang! They're ready to team tonight. On Dynamite. Ocean Spray mentions they're undefeated as a team. And Omega's like, "What? We're undefeated? Really? What?" I'm like, "You didn't know that, Kenny? Where have you been?" Anyway, they agree to tag out if they need the help. And then the Continental Breakfast of Champions champion, Jon Moxley. He comes in and says, "We don't have any tension in the room. Let's get this thing done and over with." Because it felt like there was some tension in the room when Moxley came in. But they quickly, ended that. So, moving on with that. Alright, then we get to our first match of the night for the TNT title. Kevin Knight, the Jet, defending against... Guys, it's me again, Darby Allin! I killed myself, but I wanted that TNT title back. I was gonna do everything in my power to get it back for you guys. Ha ha! But you failed there, Darby. Of all things, you lose. I thought he was gonna win the title on Wednesday night, but no! We get a really scary moment where Kevin Knight sends Darby crashing into the barricade. Ow! And to make it worse, a catapult sends Darby through the ring steps. We've seen that before. I forget, against who? I think it was against MJF. Way back when. And the top of the steps broke. And then Darby was just, bleeding like a pig. Oy. So, that happened. I was like, shit! Get a near fall on the inside. I don't know how Darby kicks out of this shit. Anyway, Darby fights that off. Grabs not one, but two code reds for a near fall. And then Kevin Knight's arm is put inside of the ring post. Ow! He's knocked outside for a coffin drop by a really busted open Darby Allin, obviously. Like I said that before. We go back, go to break, we come back. Both of them are down until Kevin Knight gets up, sends Darby into the referee. I don't even know who the referee was, but ref bump. And then Kevin Knight grabs the belt, walks right into the Scorpion Death Drop. Should have won the match, but Darby, being a maniac, goes up top for the coffin drop. Took too long. And then he got tied in the tree of whoop! And then Kevin Knight hits the coast-to-coast, which injured Darby a long time ago. He hits that. Darby's basically mush. Kevin Knight goes up top, hits the UFO splash. 1, 2, 3 in under 11.5 minutes. And still your reigning defending TNT champion of the world, Mr. Kevin Knight. Decent match. That's that. After the match, the Intercontinental Champion Kyle Fletcher and Okada, or we know him as Okada. They come out for their tag team match, and Kevin Knight really doesn't like both of them. For a guy that should not be in the Don Callis family. Took a sweet time getting out of there. We might get some type of title for title match between Kyle and Kevin Knight. I don't know, but Kyle Fletcher has his own problems as he's going to be taking on Bandido Ese Pero. Not for the Ring of Honor World title. God forbid Tony Khan thinks of that idea. But I think Kyle will retain over Bandido. With, obviously, Brody Hoot King. They had a fight at, I think it was San Diego Comic-Con, because that's going on this weekend. Big ups to everybody in San Diego who went there. But I digress. We'll get that. Alright, so what did I say? Kevin Knight gets the, what did I mean? Yeah, Kevin Knight gets the win, and after that, and that's that. And then Fletcher and Okada come out for their tag team match with Rodito, and that's that. After the break, Don Callis family was all in the ring. Mark Davis, the national champion, not really worried about facing Andrade at Redemption for the national title, and will lose it. How you know? I know! But how you know? I just know. Now shut up. But shut up. I just know. We just know. Andrade better win that fucking title tonight, but we'll see. So, Kevin Knight says, I just won on my own, and then Kyle Fletcher is not impressed, Skywalker. Not impressed. Saying, I hope you win another title on Sunday, meaning the AEW World title. And he's like, I don't need help either, and I'm going to make sure that the Intercontinental title... I think he mentioned the family being banned from ringside. Something like that. Yeah, sure, let's ban everybody from the ring. Right. Like, that's gonna work. Moving on. Alright, then we get to Kyle Fletcher and Okada. Okada versus Rodito. Don Penis Head Callis at ringside. decent match for under 13 and a half minutes. Good near the end. Fletcher gets back in, runs right into a Abyss Bossman Slam, or Abyss Black Hole Slam for a near fall. Fletcher's able to super kick Bandito, who tried for a moonsault, and got kicked in the face in midair. Then a pop-up face plant, followed by a Eddie Galeno frog splash, and Bandito's doing the Eddie Galeno dance. Hey, what'd you think about that one, Eddie? That Bandito better not do that again! Well, I'll try to tell him next time. He does it again, I'll kick his ass! Well, you're dead. Ay, damn it! Damn it! God, I got the head on my head. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Bandito, don't do that again, please. I'm kidding. Anyway, so he hits that for a near fall. Well, both of them for near fall. So Okada gets back up, hits that Lean Maker. And then, I think Bandito hit, the Unforgiven. Actually, no. Fletcher got hit by mistake somehow. And then, Bandito pinned Fletcher with the 21 plex. Thus making the match for later on for the Intercontinental title. So we get that decent match. After the match, Okada, I think hit the Rainmaker on Fletcher, and Fletcher got all pissed, and Okada's like, please, I didn't mean to press the button, I'm so sorry. So he asks for his forgiveness. Fletcher still yells at him. Oh, there goes Pro Okada. Another tag team gone to the wayside. Then Don Callis has to get in the ring. And then says, hey, calm down. And then they go after Brodito, because Brody King was at ringside. They go after them, but then Andrade comes in before any more violence. We love violence. We don't condone it, but we love it. Before any of that starts. And then the heels get out of there. We move on. Alright, they'll get a video for Chris Jericho, his alter ego, the Pain Maker! We're going to see him tonight against the Psycho Killer! Tommaso Ciampa in a no-holds-barred street fight. Oh, you know that's going to get bloody as fuck. So we got that. We move on. Speaking of hardcore, Mick's here. Mick! Bring your Doritos. Oh, they're very tasty! How you doing, guys? Hope you're having a nice day! Okay, calm down. Mick's here, and the fans love him, because he's on the ramp. He brings out the AEW Women's Champion, that's Toxic Spider, Deathclaw, and the Western Fun Girl, Willow Nightingale, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, bam! Ow, I hurt my neck doing that. Shit. They have a stare down. Deathclaw shows off her new Stardom title, the six-woman tag team belts of Stardom, basically. Which I should unify, but I digress. So Deathclaw accuses Willow of hiding behind her smile. She's a nice lady. And Officer beat the poison out of her at Redemption to keep her AEW World title. Willow finds it interesting that Deathclaw accuses someone of wearing a mask. Because she's been wearing masks lately, especially in Stardom, scaring Tower Okada to death. Anyway, and Will's like, I only care about the AEW women's title. And then Mick compares himself to Willow. Well, in what way, Mick? Well, we love Doritos. Sure you do. They're very tasty. Yeah, I bet. Anyway, you were looking at Willow's Doritos, if you know what I mean there, Mick. I wasn't looking! Yeah, sure. Anyway. So, he compares himself to Willow. They both have nice smiles, but Willow has more teeth. Obviously. I lost all my teeth in matches against Terry Funk! Cactus, you idiot! I knocked your teeth down! Down your throat, you fucking prick! Terry, don't call me that! I'm very nice! Be nice to me! Cactus, shut up! Terry, calm down. Calm down. Yeah, Terry, calm down! I'm just being nice to you! Cactus, be quiet! Can you guys be friends ever again? No! I'm out! I was a hardcore legend, and we don't care! We don't care! Cactus, don't ever interrupt me again. Guys, take it outside. Just go through barbed wire bombs outside somewhere. Get out of here. Okay, have a nice day! Okay, get out of here. Anyway. So Declan tells Phil to shut up! And Willow's like, that's it. Calls Declan a dumb bitch. Oh, Willow. Anyway, which has Declan's like, oh, you call me a dumb bitch. Oh, like I haven't heard that before. Ha ha ha. And basically tells Willow to smile anyway after she gets the shit beat out of her. So then Declan with a little schoolyard bop behind, she's using Mick Foley as a shield. Bop! Hits her in the head with a mic. Takes off her, both belts. And, but then Willow gets up and hits the pounce! I'm like, damn, you're gonna pounce her off the fucking stage? You maniac. So we'll see what happens tonight with Declan and Willow. The winner faces Mercedes Moné at All In. I think we're gonna get a new World Women's Champion tonight. It's gonna be Willow Nightingale, and then we're gonna get Willow, Mercedes Moné, 3 in a tree at All In, and Mercedes is going to win this trifecta and become the new AEW Women's Champion. So it's gonna kind of be a hot potato, which I don't like. But I think we're going to get to the original point of Mercedes become the AEW Women's Champion at All In. That's all I got to say about that. We move on. Alright, then we get a video for Hikaru Shida, the TBS Champion, who's going to be taking on Maya World, who's pretty much, this is like a warm-up match before Maya takes on Athena one last time at Death Before Dishonor for the Ring of Honor Forever title, and I think she'll finally win it. So the Reign of Terror for Athena will end at around 1250-ish. Somewhere around there. So it will finally end the 4+ year reign of Athena. Adios. And then Athena will probably go to the main roster, and who knows what happens there. Job probably. Because she hasn't won a match on Dynamite or Collision, which is sad. Shows you how much they care about people coming from the Ring of Honor roster if your name is pretty much not Mark Briscoe. Because he's won a few matches on Dynamite and Collision. I think the Outrunners have won a few, I think. Deonna Purrazzo hasn't even been on Dynamite and Collision lately. I don't know why. And then pretty much everybody else that's on the Ring of Honor roster barely gets any TV time on Dynamite or Collision. Sucks. Unless your name is the MXM Collection, but, Suppose. Big ups to Dion and Monsieur. Dion's a good friend of the channel, by the way. I want to point that out. So where are we here? Alright, so we got that. I think Shida will retain. That's all I gotta say about that. Alright, then we get to, former members of the Bullet Club, Too Sweet Before the Love of God. We got the Switchblade. But with a Switchblade. Jay White takes on Clark Connors. I think came out with David Finlay, the joke of the Bullet Club. We get that. Decent match for 12.5 minutes. Connors goes for the spear, gets counted into a guillotine choke, and then Jay White rolled over to pretty much choke him out even more, and he wins by submission. And that's that. And then after the match, David Finlay comes out with the Shadede. Boom! Right to the fucking head of Jay White. Laid him out. And then, a little bit too late there, guys. The bang, bang, gang. Austin and Colt the Gun. Ace Austin and Juice Robinson, they all come out, but a little bit too late. And that's that. Alright, then we got the AEW Tag Team Champions, Edge and Christian. They get jumped by Claudio and Pac in the back. Who can't believe they challenged them for a match at Redemption for the tag team belts. Well, who else are they gonna fight? FTR is taking a hiatus. I don't know what's going on with FTR. They could have just faced the Bucks where they should have been. No, the Bucks are facing Moxley and Ocean Spray. Makes some fucking sense there, but anyway. So basically, Pac and Claudio say, we're gonna remind you who we are. That's pretty much it. Moving on. Alright, then the women's tag team champions, the Megasis, Mega Bane and Lita Cross, Divine Dominion, take on the Sisters of Sin, Sky Blue and my girl, Julia Hart. No disqualification match. And, this was barbaric. Sky Blue bleeding from her head, so we saw more blood, which is nice, because, Sky Blue's a maniac. I liked how Divine Dominion came out in hockey jerseys, and looked like they were, barely naked, looked like they were naked underneath. Well, that would have been a good thing, but who knows. Anyway, but we get to the end, and then Megan Bane takes off her hockey sweater. Settle down, fellas. And then the four of them all grab a belt. Yeah, they all... How can they all grab... Well, they have two belts, so both ends, I guess. And they miss a shot each. Go figure that one out. Sky Blue gets up to try, something to Lita Cross, but Mega Bane grabs her off the ropes for a choke slam to a table at ringside. Then they get back in. Megan reverses Julia Hart's octopus hold into a tombstone power driver. Then they hit Divine Intervention, 1, 2, 3, and still the AEW Women's Tag Team Champions, Divine Dominion. Don't know who beats them at this point. And we'll see what happens with that. Under 13 minutes, decent match for what it was, and that's that. Alright, then we get the Bang Bang Gang. Juice Robinson says they want the War Dogs in a double chain match. I was about to say double dog collar match with the chain. But no, just a regular double Russian chain match, I guess. Or chain. Chain! So, double chain match at Redemption. So, more violence. You gotta love that, but... Match-wise, violence, but good, good violence, maybe some blood, and then, match-wise, it's It's ass. Alright, we get that. Alright, then we get to the main event. 6-man tag team match. I thought it was a tag team match. 6-man tag team match. We got the Don Callis family of Hichesalo. Brian Cage, the Swolverine. That's Melissa Santos' husband. Bastard. Pregnant her with 2 kids. Fuck you, Brian Cage. Should've been me. But I digress. And who else was in this match? It was Hichesaro, Brian Cage, and I forget who else was in the match. Who cares? Jake Doyle. I keep thinking Jake Doyle looks like Brian Cage. It almost looks similar. But anyway, they take on John Moxley, Kenny Black God Omega, and Will Ospreay. Don Callis once again on commentary. Match was long. How long does this match like? A little over 13 minutes. We're getting to the end. Moxley gets back up, cuts off a double Doomsday Powerbomb. That would have been impressive, but crazy. Then we get the Hidden Blade V-Trigger combo, not the Hidden Blade, what is Mox? The Pale Rider into the Hidden Blade, but this time we get Ospreay and Kenny teaming up for a finisher. Hidden Blade V-Trigger finishes off Hichesalo in a little over 13 minutes. And we get that. So, Kenny, Will Ospreay, and Mox get the win. And as they get their hands raised, Omega raises his fist in celebration. He's like, yeah! Got to get a pin. I was like, okay. Alright, good match. And then after the match, Kenny apologized to Mox for taking, for celebrating, or, because showed off to Mox. So he goes to offer a handshake, code of honor. You love to see it, but Mox is like, fuck you, shoved him, and then they go nose to nose, and Ospreay tries to break it up, but Kenny just shoves him down, and Mox is like, look at that, see what I did? And then Ospreay's like, what'd you do that for? And then the Young Bucks, see, wearing a shirt, Matt and Nick Jackson come out, try to calm everything down. They go after Mox and Ospreay, and then Roppongi Vice, Trent, and Rocky Domino SA, they come out. but Omega destroys them because they're, they're them. But he gets taken down by a diving clothesline. One hell of a diving clothesline with the belt, mind you. The Kevin Knight, Kenny gets busted wide open. Because you see some blood coming from his head. I was like, how the hell did he get busted open? But alright, so that ends a pretty good Dynamite. I gave Dynamite 7.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it, my friends. Alright, we're going to quickly get to Collision. We're just going to run down the card and the results. And what's that? That's it. Alright, once again from the Pinnacle in Nashville, Tennessee. Noy Juby Gillespie, though. Tony Baloney Schiavone and the Big Slow Paul White. Commentary. And then after this, we had the countdown to Redemption. Nobody care about. Alright, so we start off with the Psycho Killer. Tommaso Ciampa beating Zachary Wentz from the Rascals. Pretty decent match. Ciampa and Paul White get into it again, like last week, where Ciampa went up to Paul White and said, "Hey, I want you to give a message to Jericho," which Paul White did. So it's happened again, and Paul was like, "I did what you wanted me to do. We're gonna do this again." I'm like, "Oh, Big Show's coming back to wrestle maybe a match or two, or he's gonna get involved in this match with Jericho and Ciampa. We'll see." Hopefully he doesn't turn heel for like the 6,699th time. Flip-flopper that he is. One week he's good. Next week he's a bad guy. It makes no freaking sense. But anyway. Alright, so Ciampa wins with the with back-to-back meet in the middle knees. Basically knocked Zachary Wentz for a loop. And poor Priscilla Kelly, call me. But I digress on that. Alright, so we get that. Match was meh. After the match, Ciampa says, "Get over here to the camera," and says, "I'm better than you, Jericho." And then he takes like a marker and then pretty much marks his face like Jericho's pain maker gimmick. And says, "The Psycho Killer is better than the Painmaker." Well, we'll find that out tonight on the program. Look at that. Alright, then we have a video from Speedball Mike Bailey. He's ready to win the ladder match. He's already in the match. How did he get in? I don't know, because I didn't watch Collision last week, but I digress on that. Actually, I kind of did, but I glossed over it. Anyway, so he's ready to win the ladder match in his hometown of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and get a shot at the Intercontinental title between either Fletcher or Bandito. So we'll see what happens with that. We move on. Alright, John Moxley on commentary for the Death Riders, William Yuta, the man who fears himself, and the dancing fool, Danny Garcia. They take on all these guys, once again, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. Pretty good match, but in the end, Moxley praises the Bucks' athleticism. William Yuta kicks away, gets dropped by some super kicks. We got a super kick party! And then Claudio and Pac come down. Big old beat down on the Bucks. I'm like, where's the fucking DQ? And then Edge and Christian come out to cut them off. Then a slingshot X Factor. Or, I was going to say the Meltzer Driver, but that sets up the Meltzer Driver on Danny Garcia. 1, 2, 3, the Young Bucks get the win in 12.5 minutes. That's it. After the match, Will Ospreay comes out for a distraction, which allows Mox to get off commentary and lay both of the Bucks out. So we'll see what happens with that match tonight. I have a feeling Mox and Ospreay will win, but I'm going to pick the Bucks just because, Mark! But I digress. No, I'll be honest. I'll say I'm a Young Bucks Mark, like I'm an Adam Cole / Roman Mark. But I digress. Moving on. All right, then we see the fight at San Diego Comic-Con between Bandito, Brody King, and Kyle Fletcher. We get that. All right, then we get to the CMLL Women's Champion, Persephone. She takes on my girl, and pronounce her name right, Angelica, not Angelica, it's Angelica. Risk, who hasn't won a match in Ring of Honor or on AEW television, which kind of sucks. Basically, Persephone kind of ragdolled her. Wins with the Laser's Edge, Chico. Something happened to this, something happened to you, Chico. finished off Angelica in almost a minute and a half. And Persephone and Aubrey Edwards almost got into it. I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. Let's go beat the crap out of her, Aubrey. But I digress on that. So yeah, so Persephone, just there to say hello. I don't think she's in a match at Redemption. I gotta look up the card. I don't think she's out of the match. But we got Grand Slam Mexico next Wednesday. Not this Wednesday, next Wednesday from Atlanta, Mexico. That should be fun. As we're on the road to a whole bunch of stuff, into All In. Oh, shit. We get that. Alright, then we got Lexi Nair, who used to be in the Minions, and I think she's still there with the Minions. She's there with the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, the Forever Champion Athena, with my girl Billy Starks and Dynamite! SA. So Athena's and the Minions are ready to take out the Brawling Birds, Jamie Hayter, and Alex Windsor! Though Billy Starks is a bit lost. I'm like, what are we talking about here? I'm like, Billy, are you paying attention? Come on, Billy! Oh, Billy, why are you so stupid, Billy? Billy, I want a screw! Come on, Billy! Stop being stupid! What's wrong with you? I'm going on Jeopardy! I'm studying things starting with Q. Quiche. Quickie. I want the quickie, Billy. I'm thirsty. Go on with that movie. Anyway, moving on. Alright. 6-man tag team match. Lethal Twist. Black Machismo. Black Machismo, Jay Lethal, Lee Johnson, and Blake Christian. They take on Skyflight of Matt Sydal. Namaste. The Third Eye. And, Darius and Dante Martin with, Christopher Daniels at ringside. Decent match for under 9 minutes. We got a top rope double stomp Death Valley driver combo finishes off Dante. Surprisingly, I thought they were going to win that match, but Lethal Twist get the win. It looked like they're going after the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions, which are the Outrunners and the Peacock. Dalton Castle. See what happens with that. Possibly as we go to Death Before Dishonor. And that's that. After the match. I thought it was the next match. Alright, move on. Alright, then we get a Redemption Ladder qualifying match between former Ring of Honor TV champion Nick freaking Wayne. Where's your mom? Where's your mom, Nick Wayne? Oh, don't answer that. She's in my bedroom. Nick Wayne's mom has got it going on. Yes! Oh, we miss Mama Wayne. I don't, but she's in my bedroom. We're hanging out. She's hanging out with Rosa somewhere. I don't know what she's doing. Anyway, so Nick fucking Wayne takes on, one of his arch nemesis and sort of used to be good buddy, A.R. Fox, another former Ring of Honor TV champion. But this was a pretty good match. Nick Wayne gets the win after a kick to the head and a Falcon Arrow. They did the deed, and Nick Wayne gets the win. He advances to the ladder match, which is going to be him, Speedball Mike Bailey, El Clone, who wins the next qualifying match, the final match. Who else is in that goddamn match? I think it's 2 other guys, I forget. But we move on with that. Alright, so see who becomes the number 1 contender to the Intercontinental title in probably a fun ladder match. And we get that. Alright, then we hear from Darby Allin after Dynamite. Yeah, guys! Anyway, he's freaked out about how he didn't go far enough with Kevin Knight. So how far is Kevin Knight gonna go now? I mean, yeah, Darby, you blew him up at Forbidden Door. And then you kind of have Andrade, you hit Brian Cage with an exploding skateboard, and then that was it. You come out and then you basically get beat by Kevin Knight. So what was all that explosions for? Just for show, obviously. I don't know what happens with Darby now. I barely don't give 2 fucks. That's that. Alright. There we go for the AEW Trios titles, the Ring of Honor 6-man titles not on the line. So we have the conglomeration of well, this guy, Orange Cassidy, gimmick seal himself. We had Roddy Rocky Strong and Kyle O'Reilly Auto Parts. They take on the Outrunners, Turbo Floyd and Trick Magnum and the Peacock Castle, the 6-man tag team champions of Ring of Honor. This was pretty good. I forget who it was. I think it was Trick Magnum. He was wrestling with the title around his waist the entire match. I was like, what the hell? I'd never seen that before. Somebody had the belt the entire match. I'm not talking about squash matches or anything like that. This match lasted 11 minutes, and he had the belt on the entire time. Turbo Floyd, I should say, not Truth Magnum. I'm sorry. Turbo Floyd had the title belt around his waist the entire time. With that, he comes in, the clean house, to do the Mega Powers Elbow. You son of a bitch! Hit that, Mega Powers Elbow, brother. They hit that. Dalton comes back in, gets DDT'd by Orange Cassidy, who basically sits down on his face. Actually, he sits down on a sunset flip attempt, I think by Turbo Floyd, and pins him to retain the titles in just under 11 minutes to get the win. Big bang boom, I didn't care. That's that. And we move on. After the match, the man who were at ringside, Ricochet, Bishop, Kwan, and Toa Leona, and Jeff Jarrett were there. The man who looked like they're going to be challenging they could challenge for the 6-man tag team titles, and Lethal Twist, another team going after those titles. They come down for a big old beatdown, and then Jeff Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett, he comes off commentary, hits Ricochet in the head with the guitar, because he's bald, laid him out. Don't know what's going to happen there. I don't care if there's anything on the pre-show. We move on. Alright, after that, we get a video from Jungle Jack Perry. Also, this guy's in the match. He's in the ladder match. He wants the world title, but he's ready to come after the Intercontinental title. And then Nick Wayne comes in and says, hey, I'm going to win the match. And then Jack Perry tells him to make the most of his chance. And I thought he got beat up. I forget. We move on. Alright, then we get, I think this was the main... No, it wasn't. Okay. We get to the last qualifying match. We got Gozer the Gazarian, the Ring of Honor TV champion, Leo Rush, take on El Clone, or Dark Hologram. TV title not on the line, obviously. Decent match, some high flying. In the end, El Clone reversed a fruit roll-up into one of his own, but he grabbed the top rope. Referee did not see it, so El Clone gets the win over Leo Rush, and he goes on to the ladder match with Jack Perry, Speedball Mike Bailey, and 2 other guys. And we move on with that. Alright, so we'll see what happens with that. I think Speedball Mike Bailey might win the match, but we'll see. After the match, El Clone stays on Gozer Gazarian, but then Speedball Mike Bailey comes in for the save. Commander comes in. I think he's in the match too. Commander comes in, and he has a stare down with Speedball Mike Bailey. I'm interested. See what happens with that. Moving on. Alright, then we get a video for Kenny and Kevin Knight for the AEW World title. Then we get the Redemption Rundown by a fast-talking Tony Baloney. You're not Excalibur. Stop doing it. That's that. Alright, then we get a video for the Bang Bang Gang. They're ready to take out the War Dogs in that double chain match. We get that. And then we get to the main event of Collision. Maya World and Willow Nightingale, they team up against Dekla and Hikaru Shida. Decent match for under 11 minutes. We're getting in the end. Willow sends Shida outside. Goes for a flippy dippity-doo. Missed. Ow, I think she hit her back on the floor. You gotta stop doing that. Anyway, then Dekla grabs the AEW World title, but I think with Aubrey Edwards like, no. She takes it away, and then Dekla says, well, fuck that. She spears Maya World in half. 1, 2, 3. So Dekla and Hikaru Shida get the win over Willow and Maya World. And that's pretty much it. That ended the show. So, not a great edition of Collision, and that's all I gotta say about that. So anyway, 7.25 out of 10 stars for Dynamite, 6.25 out of 10 for Collision. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Like we would say, let's talk about it. And that's it. Alright, we're going to get to episode 122 of The Shadow's Lair. My predictions for Redemption coming up. And we're gonna talk about Redemption probably tomorrow. After the pay-per-view, we will get to TNA and Ring of Honor. Tomorrow, we will get to Redemption. And I think that's pretty much... I did NXT, Dynamite and Collision, doing it right now. TNA and Ring of Honor tomorrow, later tonight. And then tomorrow, we'll talk about Redemption. Also, SmackDown. Because I can do SmackDown, because I haven't done SmackDown yet. So we'll talk about SmackDown, we'll talk about Redemption, and then get ready for Monday Night Raw. And then maybe do a Monday Night Raw review tomorrow night, or most likely late Tuesday, because I have some errands to run Tuesday, and that's pretty much it. So, as always, I'm backed up, but please hit that bell so when I do the videos, you'll be the first ones to see it, and that's that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. By the time Redemption goes on the air, my predictions will be up as well on my Shadow's Lair 2.0 channel, so check that out. 2 for Sunday. For now, maybe a triple threat later on tonight, and we'll see what happens with that. But until next time, my friends, if you're not down with that, me and the Prophecy, we got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. That's it. Until next time, my friends. Peace, bitches.